Here's a slasher-based story. I'll assume a standard page has about 250-300 words. Let's get started. Here's the story, broken into sections for easier reading. Page 1. The town of Ravenswood was never the same after the night the Harvest Festival went wrong. It was a crisp autumn evening and the streets were filled with laughter and music. But as the sun dipped below the horizon, a sense of unease settled over the crowd. A group of friends, all in their early 20s, had decided to sneak away from the festival to explore the abandoned Miller farm on the outskirts of town. The farm was infamous for its dark history, and the group was drawn to the thrill of exploring the decaying buildings. As they made their way through the overgrown fields, strange noises echoed through the night air. At first they dismissed it as the wind or animals, but soon the sounds became more frequent and intense. Page 2. The group consisted of 5 friends: Jake, the charismatic leader; Emily, Jake's girlfriend; Matt, the thrill-seeker; Sarah, the skeptic; and Chris, the quiet one. They had all grown up together in Ravenswood and had always been curious about the Miller farm. As they approached the farmhouse, they noticed something odd. The front door was slightly ajar, creaking in the gentle breeze. Matt, always looking for a scare, pushed the door open and stepped inside. "Guys, come check this out," he called out, his voice echoing through the empty halls. The others followed, their flashlights casting eerie shadows on the walls. Inside, they found evidence of a hasty departure: abandoned furniture, broken dishes, and old family photos. Further, as they explored the farmhouse, strange symbols were etched into the walls. They seemed to pulse with a malevolent energy, and Sarah couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. Suddenly, a loud crash echoed from upstairs. The group exchanged nervous glances, and Jake suggested they leave. But Matt was intrigued, and he bounded up the stairs to investigate. The others followed, their hearts racing. On the second floor, they found a room filled with strange artifacts: taxidermied animals, old medical equipment, and a collection of knives. Before, Matt's eyes widened as he picked up one of the knives. "This is some crazy stuff," he said, admiring the blade. Sarah rolled her eyes. "Let's get out of here. This place is freaking me out." But Jake was fascinated by the symbols. He began to examine them more closely, noticing that they seemed to match the layout of the farm. As they continued to explore, the group stumbled upon an old diary belonging to Malcolm Miller, the farm's former owner. The entry spoke of dark rituals and supernatural entities. Page 5. The group realized that Malcolm Miller had been obsessed with summoning an ancient evil. They began to suspect that the symbols were part of a twisted ritual. As they read on, the wind outside picked up and the house creaked and groaned. Chris whispered, "I think we should get out of here now."